everyone. My name's Maria Smyer, and I am the Hispanic Resource Coordinator here at the Pueblo City County Library District. And today I have some guests at our Community Conversations, and it's the Immigration Office from Catholic Charities. And we have Fiki Ryder, which we call Fiki, from Catholic Charities, and Ashley Flores. And they're going to give us some information about what services the Immigration Office in Catholic Charities provides for the Pueblo community. And so, Fiki, do you want to go first, or Ashley, do you want to go first?
I think I'll go first.
I was going to say I'll go ahead and introduce myself, and then Ashley can then take it over. Just want to say my name is Fiki Ryder. I am an immigration coordinator with Catholic Charities at the Immigration Program. I am also accredited through the Department of Justice. And then I'll hand it to Ashley.
Okay, yes, my name is Ashley Flores. I am community organizing for the Immigration Program of Catholic Charities. And today I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about our ESL program, our adult ESL program. So we started an adult ESL program, Unidos Through Language. As we saw, this was quite a need in our community to have more options for adult ESL. It looks a little bit different than your average ESL class. We offer very small classes. It's normally 1 to 8 students per teacher. And most of our classes meet virtually. There are a few in person, but most of them are virtual. We offer the great thing about the smaller class sizes is the schedule is created around the teacher and the students. So we try to make it work with your schedule so it can really work for you. We use a great curriculum. It's called Intercambio. It's based out of Boulder, which I'm sure you're familiar with, but it's a great organization, a great curriculum. Our classes are free. We do ask our students to purchase their books, but right now we have a scholarship program to provide those for free as well if needed. What else? The beauty of this program is the relationships that foster the integration because the class sizes are so small. And so we really love to see that evolve over the last year since it started. If you are interested in volunteering as a teacher, our program does run on volunteer teachers. That's the only way it works. You can contact us. And if you're interested in taking adult ESL, you can also contact us. Our phone number is 719-543-1741. Again, the classes are free. We have scholarships for the books. We can get you set up, see what level you're at, and get you connected with an existing class or set you up with a new teacher.
Great, Ashley, that's great. And especially with the pandemic, I bet that really makes a big difference with it being virtual. How long are the classes?
The classes, so there's 2 classes a week, and they're each about an hour long. And we started this in person right before the pandemic started. So we had to switch everything to virtual, which was quite a learning curve. And understanding how to use Zoom, downloading it onto, most students take it from their cell phones, take class through their cell phones. So that took a while. That was a hump, but now that everything's opened up again, people want to stick with the virtual. It's so convenient. Not everyone, but the majority do, especially if you have children and you don't have childcare. It's just nice that you can do it from home. So
yeah, I could see it saving a lot of time doing virtual because you don't have to worry about childcare, but you also don't have to drive somewhere, deal with traffic, and you just turn on your computer or your phone and you're there.
Yes,
it's kind of nice.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we're hoping in the future to have some conversation classes where anyone can just hop on and practice conversational English, or maybe at the library, just times where the students can get together face to face and see each other once in a while. But As far as the classes go, most students and teachers prefer to continue virtual. So.
And what levels do you guys have?
So this curriculum we're using has levels 1 to 5. So beginner to very proficient in English. Each level has 2 books. We ask students when they start with us to commit to finishing 1 book, because we are running our program with volunteer teachers who are, donating their time. So it's important that they commit to 1 book. And each book has 16 lessons. So it's about 16 weeks that you're going to get through 1 book. But each level has 2 books. So you could really, I have a few students who have been in this for a year, and in a year they've completed 2 levels.
Great. That is great.
But yeah, those smaller class sizes and that more one-on-one time with the teacher, I think just really helps for them to become confident quicker, and just to feel more comfortable to go out into, their life and manage everything in English. So it's been great.
Great. Do you also provide citizenship classes?
Currently, we don't.
Before the pandemic, were you doing that, or?
I do believe in the past that was offered. We have thought about it and looked into it. We just need to make sure there's enough need, there's enough students to put it together. But currently we don't.
And would you be looking for volunteers for that program as well, for citizenship, if you decide to do it?
Yes. Yeah, we would.
Awesome. Thank you, Ashley. I appreciate your information, because there's a high need for English here in the Pueblo community, and not just our community, but other areas, because I know that Trinidad, Rocky Ford, Canyon City, there's not really any of these services there.
There isn't.
Have you looked into, because with your office, you also serve other areas of Pueblo, don't you?
We do. And actually, when it turned virtual, now we could really take students from anywhere. So we have students in Denver, Colorado Springs, Rocky Ford, La Junta, El Paso, Texas, and 1 student in Mexico.
That is awesome.
Wow. So yes, they don't have to be here in Pueblo. Same with volunteer teachers. They don't have to live here in Pueblo. They could be anywhere, and as long as they are okay with virtual, but they could be anywhere, and they could, it's just, I say it's about 3 hours a week of your time, but giving the gift of language is huge. The way it impacts a person's life, it's life-changing. So I think they really feel that for the teachers who have been with me for a while, and they love it, But yeah, there's no limits with the virtual world.
So all they would have to do is call, and then and you would just register over the phone for your class? Is that what you do?
Yeah, if they're a student, they would call, set up an appointment with me, and I would give them a little exam and kind of see where they're at in their English. So then I would let them know for their level what classes are available. If those classes didn't work with their schedule, then I'd put them on a waiting list till I had a teacher that could work with their schedule. And then as far as volunteers, they do have to go through the process of becoming a volunteer with us with Catholic Charities. But I really try to give them a lot of support. We belong to the Intercambio Network, which also gives our teachers additional support. We have times we meet up together. They have a lot of resources. feel more comfortable using this curriculum. So.
Yeah. Wow, that's great. That's great. Thank you, Ashley. I appreciate that information.
Yeah, and thanks for having me. I'm going to sign off. But yeah, thanks for having me, and I'll pass it back to Vicki.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
All right. Hi, Vicky.
Hi.
Yeah. So I have some more questions for you about your immigration office. And I just wanted, can you give the viewers a little bit more information about what you do there?
Yes, absolutely. Before I get started, I just want to make sure that I say this, that this information that we're going to be presenting should not be considered as a legal advice. This is just general information to the public. And if anybody needs legal advice, they should contact us. And so with that being said, so our immigration program has 4 staff in it. 4 paid staff, and we also have 7 volunteers, like Ashley was saying. So we help with what is called a family petition, and this is where a family member who's a U.S. citizen or have a green card can petition for the families that are living outside of the United States, or those families that are in here but are undocumented. So with that, we do help with different types of cases, which is like I said, family petition. We help with U visa, green card renewal, green card replacement, VAWA. We help with fiance visa and other processes, small processes that we have. So in that process, since it is a family petition, only the certain type of relationship that has to be there in order for somebody to put a petition for someone. So for example, a U.S. citizen spouse or a green card spouse can petition for their spouse and their children. A U.S. citizen only can petition for their fiance. A U.S. citizen child only can petition for their parents. So it all depends on what relationship it is, and in that relationship, they're also placed in a different category for the immigration case.
Wow. Wow, you guys do so much, and that's a lot. That's a lot to have to know too, right?
Yes, yes. Immigration is so complicated sometimes.
Yeah. So how are you authorized to practice immigration law?
So nonprofit organization and their staff are authorized to practice immigration law through recognition and accreditation program, which is administered through the Department of Justice. So they found out that there was a need of people who are not represented in the immigration cases because they cannot afford an attorney. So then they created this program that nonprofit organization can be recognized. And in that organization, then they have to have staff members in the immigration program who can be accredited. That accreditation it allows us to represent people in front of the Department of Homeland Security and also at the courthouse with the immigration cases without being penalized with unauthorized practice of law.
Wow. So how long does someone become certified in the immigration process to help people?
So the accreditation itself is 3 years and it's renewable, but you have to show that you have been taking trainings, like immigration training, so that you can show that you have the knowledge to continue helping those that need immigration.
So it's a big process.
Yes.
So I have another question. What types of immigration cases here in Pueblo have you assisted?
So, like I mentioned before, we have a few of these cases. Our main one that we have, the biggest one is the family petition, when a family member is seeking a green card. This family petition, you have citizenship, The VAWA for those that are a victim of a crime, U visa, the same thing. We have Fiance visa, Daca, and green card renewals.
And you see all of that in the Pueblo community.
Yes, this is all in the Pueblo community.
And you do provide services outside of Pueblo County?
Yes, we do. And we actually provide our services. Well, immigration is federal. So if we have other clients that reach out to us, maybe they're like in Texas or maybe they're like in Utah, if we are able to, and that case is not complicated, we can help them with the case remotely. If we also have the counties that covers the diocese, which is, I believe, is 29 counties on the southern Colorado. So we do trips. We go to Grand Junctions, Durango, and this was before COVID, which now we have to do everything virtual. So we go to Lamar, Trinidad. So all those, we go do our presentation, do our consultation, and see how we can help that community.
Wow. So they keep you pretty busy.
Oh yeah, they do.
So I have some questions for you that maybe some people that are not familiar with immigration would need to understand. And so my first question is, what is USCIS?
So USCIS stands for United States Citizenship and Immigration Services. This is an agency that is under United States Department of Homeland Security, and they administer the naturalization, the country naturalization, and also immigration system. So they're the ones that processes the immigration applications for those people that are in the United States, and the applications are being processed in the United States.
So it's not just for people who want to become citizens, but for anything dealing with immigration.
Correct, yes.
So another question I have is, are there different categories of permanent residents?
Yes, they are. And like I mentioned before, that with Family Petition, it has to be a relationship, a family relationship going on there. So it's the same thing with the immigration. Those type of relationship are placed in a different category. So depending on what relationship it is, if it's a spouse, parent, child, and a minor child, those are considered immediate relative. So they have their own category. And they process faster as well. While we have siblings, U.S. citizens filing for their siblings, or a U.S. citizen parent filing for their older child who is outside the U.S. or who is here undocumented, these are also placed in a different category, and they are much slower in the process. Some of them, they take 20 years, and some they take 25 years in the process while they're waiting for the visa. So it all depends on the family relationship on that.
So that determines like how long it'll take for them to become permanent residents. Does it also determine the cost?
I guess how long the process takes when it comes to the cost, it depends on how that. Every case is different. So it depends on how that case is going to go. So we have two types on the processes on how cases go. We have what is called an adjustment of status. This is when those people who came in with the visas or inspection and they are processing the green card, then they do what is called adjustment of status. They stay here in the US and they finish their cases here. They tend to be a little bit faster. And on the cost, it really depends if there has to be filed some waivers and all that stuff. But also we have what is called the consular processing. This is the process where people who are outside the US, the people who their families are outside and they are applying for green card, although those who came in without inspection and they have to finish their case to their country outside. That one is called consular processing. It also depends on if we have to put any waivers in there, or if there's an extra application we have to put in there. So all the cost is different, and how long it takes is also different.
What would be the average cost for like if it was a spouse?
So the average cost, if we're talking about USCIS cost, this will probably be running to not over than $3,000. And then if it's a consular processing, it's almost the same there too. There is also fees that other attorneys charge, and then also Catholic Charities charges a nominal fee, which is not as high as the attorneys, since we are here to serve those that are low income.
That's great. So my next question is, why would a green card application be turned down?
So that has to depend in all different factors. That will be like a failure to reveal some of the information that immigration found out, which sometimes it is considered as misrepresentation or fraud. Sometimes it could be certain criminal records that a person has. It could also be previous deportation or any other factors that would affect their case.
Can a person work in the United States while waiting for their green card?
A person can work in the United States only if they have authorization, and this is only if they have an authorization card. Before COVID, those that did the adjustment of status where they apply for their green card and the interviews would be here in the US, USCIS used to issue out employment authorization card while they're waiting for the green card. So that can happen, but we don't see those cases happening more often now since USCIS is taking a long time. Our clients tend to now have to wait until the interview before the authorization card is even issued out.
Is it taking a long time because of the pandemic, or is it just changes in the laws?
I mean, as we see it in the office, it is the pandemic. Last year, the immigration USCIS was closed for months. And so with that being said, they have a backlog of cases that they are just trying to process through right now. So with the new applications that we're sending out, it's going to take a long time because of that backlog.
I can only imagine how backlogged they are. So under the Biden administration, what options do the Daca recipients have right now?
So there has been some changes with that one. The first time application has been open. So for those that have never had Daca before, they can now apply for the Daca for the first time. The renewal for the Daca or the validation on the Daca employment card is now 2 years. It went back to now 2 years because it was changed to only 1 year. So now it went back to 2 years. And also for the future, the administration will allow a path to citizenship. And that is a conditional permanent resident for up to 10 years. And for more information on anybody who's interested into this, they should look into the bill that is called the American Dream and Promise Act of 2021.
Great. So my next question is, what is the difference between a fiance visa and an immigrant visa?
So a fiance visa can only be filed by a U.S. citizen, which an immigrant visa can be filed by somebody who is a U.S. citizen or is a green card holder. Fiance visa it's when you bring your fiance into the United States so you can get married in the US and then file for the green card. Other than an immigrant visa, it's when you are already married or you're already filing for your family member straight up to the green card without even filing a fiance. So a fiance visa is like a step before the immigrant visa.
Is the fiance visa an easier process, or is it about the same?
If you asked me maybe like 2 years ago, I would say yes, fiance visa, it's way faster. But now with everything in the pandemic, everything is just so slow. So I know that other clients, they come and be like, well, advise me, should I get a fiance visa first or should we just get married? You know, which one is faster? We're like, well, I can't tell you because, you know, right now everything is just backlogged. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. So what are the requirements to become a U.S. citizen through naturalization?
So just to explain that, naturalization is when somebody has a green card and they are applying for this citizenship. So it's citizenship through naturalization. And that is required. They have to be 18 years of age. They have to have had the green card for 5 years or for 3 years if they're married to a U.S. citizen. But if they're having it for 3 years and they're married to a U.S. citizen, they have to prove that proof of relationship. They also have to have good moral character for the last 5 years. So that means nothing like criminal or speeding tickets or whatever. That just has to be like good moral character, like behave.
Yeah.
Have to have their trips outside the US have to be not longer than 6 months. They have to prove that they have resided in the United States in that state for like 3 months. So let's say that they have to prove that they have resided in Colorado for the last 3 months. If they are males, they have to prove that that must have registered for selective service if they were in the US between the age of 18 and 26. That's a requirement. If they did not, then they have to explain why they did not register. They have to have to pass the English test. However, there's also some exceptions for those that can take it in the language where they want. So, for example, for those that want to take it in Spanish, they can do so only if they have been living in the US for a certain amount. For example, if they have been living in the US for like 60 years or 50 years or 55 years. If they have been, or if they are 60 years, 55 or 50, and they have been living in the US for like 15, 20 or 25, then they are exempt from taking it in English. They can take it in the language with the language they want.
What is the best way for clients to contact you?
So currently we are also doing what is called a Zoom consultation for those that want to do like virtually. We're also doing phone consultations. So for them to contact us, they have to call us at 719-543-1741. That's our phone number. Then they can request a phone consultation or a Zoom consultation. We also have our email, which is immigration@pueblocharities.org. They can also send us a message on Facebook, which is ccdp.immigration.
Awesome. Great. And then how do you charge your clients?
So currently we are taking money orders, cashier's check, personal checks. That's how we accept the payments. We are in the process of getting maybe like a credit card thing, but we're still working on that.
Wow. So you're pretty flexible on how you do all of it.
Yes, we are.
Well, I know how important Catholic Charities is to the Pueblo community, and I really thought that people needed to know about the immigration office because You guys do so much work, and you have, they keep you pretty busy, but you provide so many different services that people really need to know about. And I really appreciate you, Vicky, coming on with me to explain to the community what you guys do. And so at 3:30, we are going to have this session again, and Vicky will be joining us with Sylvia and with Crystal, and we're going to have this session in Spanish. So for now, we're just going to do a quick switch, and we'll be back in probably 2 seconds in Spanish. All right.
Thank you.
Right. So really, we did not have too much of a break because it is 3:30, and I don't want us to lose people. Bienvenidos a todos. Yo soy María de la biblioteca aquí en Pueblo y estoy aquí con Caridades Católicos en un departamento muy especial que se llama Oficina de Inmigración. Y yo quiero que ustedes pueden conocer a la gente de esta oficina. Vicky Ryder es la persona encargada del departamento y Silvia y Crystal son sus empleados. Sí, y Crystal, I can't unmute you. Okay, you were muted. So también para que si ustedes tienen preguntas, me pueden preguntar y yo puedo leerlos para ellas. If you have questions and you're still here and speaking in English, if you have questions, go ahead and put it in the feed and I can ask all of them your questions as well. So, entonces, Silvia, ¿me puedes decir qué es que usted hace en el departamento de inmigración?
Hola, muy buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Silvia Medina. Yo trabajo aquí en el departamento en Caridades Católicas, en el departamento de servicios de inmigración, y mi posición aquí es asistente de inmigración.
¿Cuánto tiempo has tenido en esta oficina?
Estoy trabajando por 2 años y medio.
Wow. ¿Y Crystal? ¿Qué haces?
Igual hago lo mismo que Silvia. Yo estoy aquí ya por 1 año, se me hace que medio. Sí, ya veo a los 2 años y también soy la asistente de Vicky, sobre todo lo que ella necesita, nosotros les ayudamos.
Pues bienvenidos a nuestro evento de Facebook hoy.
Gracias.
También quiero que decimos un poquito lo que Ashley hace en tu oficina,
Sí.
porque Ashley no podía estar aquí con nosotros ahorita, pero ella estaba hablando antes sobre las clases de inglés que ustedes tienen y son gratis y son clases virtuales chiquitos. También a veces juntan, pero ahorita con COVID tal vez no, ¿verdad? Solo todo es virtual.
Sí, con el programa de Ashley, el programa de ella se llama Unidos Through Language. Las clases de ella son clases chicas. Normalmente tiene como por una maestra 8 estudiantes, 1 a 8 estudiantes. Las clases, como ella había dicho, que son virtual, está más fácil así para que pueda todos hacer las clases, porque hay muchas personas que viven muy lejos, ¿verdad? Y es mejor un poquito en veces así para ellos. Las clases de ella son gratis. Lo único que es que los estudiantes compren los libros para las clases. Siempre son diferentes niveles las clases de ella, de nivel 1 al 5. Para cada nivel son 2 libros. Ahorita sí, también hay como si los estudiantes necesitan ayuda para comprar los libros. Ahorita tenemos un programa donde los pueden ayudar para comprar los libros. Las clases son 2 veces por la semana y nomás son como 1 hora. Y luego ella está ahorita tratando de buscar a voluntarios para las clases para que puedan seguir con eso.
¿Qué número tienen que marcar si están interesados?
Sí, para las clases de inglés es el 719-543-1741. Y puede hablar con cualquiera de las muchachas aquí en la agencia y les podemos dar la información sobre eso.
Así es. Uh-huh.
Entonces, tengo preguntas para ustedes. Vicky va a estar aquí con nosotros porque si hay una pregunta que ella nos puede ayudar, ella está aquí con nosotros. Pero la primera pregunta, y a ver si puedo traducirlo bien, ¿cómo están autorizados ustedes para practicar la ley de inmigración?
María, antes de empezar, me gustaría decirles que la información que vamos a presentar el día de hoy no es consejería precisamente legal. Es una información nada más como información para el público.
Gracias, Silvia.
Sí,
eso es muy importante.
Gracias, sorry. Bueno, ahora voy a contestar a su pregunta, María. Me gustaría yo contestársela. Las agencias sin fines de lucro, como son caridades católicas, ¿verdad? Pueden estar autorizados por el Departamento de Justicia de los Estados Unidos para practicar las leyes de inmigración. ¿Cómo? Obteniendo una acreditación por el Departamento de Justicia de los Estados Unidos. Eso les da la acreditación, precisamente así se llama la acreditación, para poder representarlos ante las oficinas de inmigración o para poder hacer los trámites en una oficina. Pero tiene que estar siempre amparada bajo alguna organización sin fines de lucro.
¿Y qué tipos de casos de inmigración aquí en Pueblo han ayudado?
Nosotros ayudamos a diferentes tipos de procesos, especialmente trabajamos con las peticiones, con familiares, casos familiares como son peticiones familiares, VAWA, tenemos visas de prometidos, tenemos casos de visa U, Daca, renovación de tarjetas de residencia, que es muy común que muchas veces no encuentran un lugar para hacerlo. Aquí estamos para ayudarlos con todo gusto. Otra cosa que quería hacerles saber también, que las clases de ciudadanía. Contamos ahorita con un programa de las clases de ciudadanía que nosotros en nuestra oficina son para el llenado de los documentos, que es lo que van a mandar a inmigración. Son totalmente gratis por parte de nuestra oficina. Y aparte hay una manera de que si las personas están recibiendo algún tipo de beneficio público, como son las estampillas o algún tipo de beneficio público de ese tipo, les puede salir gratuita completamente la aplicación.
Ay, qué bueno. También tengo unas preguntas para gente que tal vez no saben todo de inmigración. Y hay algunos casos que necesitan saber. Quiero saber si nos puede explicar qué es Uscis.
Ok, correcto. Es Servicios de Ciudadanía e Inmigración de los Estados Unidos y es una agencia bajo el Departamento de Seguridad Nacional de los Estados Unidos que administra los sistemas de naturalización e inmigración de todos los países.
Y quiero saber qué diferentes categorías tienen para residencias permanentes. ¿Cuáles son?
Las categorías. Y bueno, depende del tipo de relación familiar que hay. Por ejemplo, son las esposas o esposos, los padres o los hijos que son considerados como familiares inmediatos. El proceso suele ser más rápido cuando la aplicación es a través de un familiar inmediato. Hay otras categorías que son, por ejemplo, como los hermanos, y esa es más, o sea, suele llevar, hay veces de 20, 25 años, son diferentes categorías y el proceso lleva más tiempo.
Es muy complicado.
Así es, María.
También quiero saber cuánto cuesta este proceso y cuánto tiempo toma.
Cada proceso es diferente, tiene diferente precio. No podemos generalizar cuánto cuesta cada proceso porque, como vamos a decir, la renovación de las tarjetas, ya cuando están haciendo un ajuste de estatus, o sea, varían los precios, especialmente los de USCIS. Nosotros también tenemos un costo, pero nuestro costo es bajo. ¿Por qué? Porque nosotros somos una agencia sin fines de lucro. Una organización sin fines de lucro.
También quiero saber si una persona hace aplicación para hacer residencia permanente, para tomar una tarjeta verde, ¿cuáles son las razones que lo rechazaron?
¿Qué lo pueden rechazar? Alguna vez las personas cuando vienen a nuestras oficinas no nos proveen suficiente información, o en cualquier oficina, ¿verdad? No precisamente nada más en la de nosotros. O alguna vez también falsa información, que tienen un récord criminal que no es muy bueno, que han tenido algunas deportaciones, algunas veces en el paso, cuando van pasando de otro país acá, los detienen, y esas son deportaciones, o depende, ¿verdad? Cada caso es totalmente diferente.
Sí. Sí, y el gobierno va a saber todo, ¿verdad? So, si dicen algo o omitan algo que no quieren decir, pero el gobierno sabe todo.
Así es. Ellos tienen bastante información.
¿Cuáles son las opciones para los recipientes de Daca con nuestra administración con Biden?
Ok. Me gustaría dejarle un espacio para Cristal. ¿Cristal?
Sí, ahorita abajo de la administración de Biden, todos los que tienen DACA, bueno, los que no tienen DACA ahorita han abrido las aplicaciones por la primera vez. Son los que no han hecho el DACA, ahorita están abiertos para que puedan ahorita hacer esas aplicaciones. Y luego antes estaban los que ya tenían DACA, las renovaciones nomás eran por un año, y ahora los están haciendo las renovaciones por 2 años. Eso es abajo ahorita con el nuevo, la administración de Biden. Ya en el futuro, dependiendo de, ojalá que lo aprueben, pero están pensando de todos los que tienen, muchos de los que tienen la DACA pueden tener un paso de ciudadanía. Ese paso para la ciudadanía va a ser como condicional por 10 años. Ahorita no hay mucha información cómo lo van a hacer, pero después de los 10 años tienen como que comprobar y cosas así para que sean permanentes. En congress.gov hay una, para que si quieren agarrar más información sobre el bill, en inglés es American Dream and Promise Act of 2021. Ahí es donde se pueden meter a buscar y para saber un poquito más del futuro de DACA.
¿Y cuál es la diferencia entre una visa para una persona con un fiancé, con un prometido, o solo una visa de inmigración? ¿Cuál es la diferencia?
La diferencia no sé si iba a ser yo. So, la diferencia de una comprometido, son para que las personas que tienen a alguien fuera de los Estados Unidos y se quieren casar. So, la visa puede entonces ellos, para que puedan entrar aquí en los Estados Unidos, se casan y luego comienzan con el proceso para agarrar una tarjeta permanente. Ya para la otra visa, entonces eso ya es para alguien que ya están casados y tienen como ya se me olvidó, tienen como donde el proceso de dos, donde si ya están casados, las personas están afuera y luego hacen el proceso afuera y luego pueden entrar, ¿verdad? Y luego ya tienen la tarjeta permanente, o si la persona que está casada están aquí, luego entonces pueden como más o menos hacer el proceso aquí. Es un poquito diferente de los dos. Uno es donde no están casados y luego traen a la persona al comprometido, se casan aquí y el otro ya están casados.
Perfecto.
Sí. También quiero saber, para que una persona pueda hacer el proceso para ser una ciudadanía, un ciudadano, ¿cuáles son ¿cuál es el proceso para hacerlo y qué tienen que hacer?
Okay. Para ese proceso la ciudadanía es por naturalización. Hay un poquito diferente. Los que son ciudadanos por naturalización son las personas que tienen una tarjeta ya de residencia o una tarjeta verde, es como también se oye. Para ese proceso, las personas que tienen que tener 18 años de edad, tener su tarjeta de residencia por 5 años o 3 años si la persona está casada con un ciudadano, tener un buen ya se me olvidó la palabra.
Carácter moral.
Eso me lo dijo Silvia, un carácter moral.
Yo le ayudé.
Por 5 años, como para que no tengan una persona si tiene como tickets o algo criminal los últimos 5 años, es mejor que se esperen un poquito. Las salidas de fuera del país que no sean más de 6 meses. Han vivido aquí los últimos 5 años en los Estados Unidos, pero dependiendo del estado, si quieren aplicar aquí en Colorado, entonces tienen que vivir ya aquí en Colorado por los 3 meses antes. Y luego para todos los hombres, una de las reglas es que todos los hombres que tenían la edad de 18 a 26, que se tenían que registrar por los servicios selectivos. Esa es una de las cosas. Y luego el examen se tiene que hacer en inglés, pero hay unas excepciones para las personas que tienen 55 años de edad con 15 años con su tarjeta de residencia, o 50 años con 20 o 65 con 20. Esos son un poquito de la naturalización.
Gracias Silvia y Cristo. También quiero saber cuál es la mejor manera que una persona puede contar con ustedes, o hablar con ustedes.
Sí, nuestro número aquí en la oficina, como habíamos dicho más tempranito, es 719-543-1741. O tenemos un correo electrónico donde nos pueden mandar un correo electrónico que es en inglés immigration, es inmigración, @pueblocharities.org, que es pueblocaridades.org, o los pueden encontrar en Facebook y los pueden mandar un mensaje allí, y luego ahí es ccdp.immigration, inmigración, pero todo en inglés.
Y yo voy a poner el número de ustedes en el chat para que la gente pueden llamarse. Ahí sí voy a poner um, Immigration Office. Y a ver si la gente que están viéndonos ahorita, si no tienen una pluma, un papel, pueden ver este video otra vez en Facebook o YouTube y pueden ver el número para contactar con ustedes.
Perfecto.
También quiero saber cómo puede un cliente pagar para estos servicios. ¿Cuáles son las diferentes maneras?
Okay. Para pagar nuestros servicios, estamos ahorita tomando, debido a la pandemia, como un money orders, o giro postal. Estamos agarrando cheques personal. Ahorita, como debido a la pandemia, no estamos tomando efectivo. Esos son los modos que ahorita pueden pagar.
También quiero saber, porque yo sé que ustedes hacen este servicio en todo el condado de Pueblo, pero ¿en qué otras partes de Colorado tienen servicios?
Nosotros servimos todo bajo de Colorado, como por ejemplo tenemos 29 condados que asistimos. Por ejemplo, vamos como a Lamar, a La Junta, Grand Junction, Durango, Delta, todos los condados del sur.
Wow. ¿Y también pueden hacer servicios con gente que no están en Colorado?
Sí, también porque nuestra agencia está bajo de acreditada, ¿verdad?, por el Departamento de Justicia. Nosotros podemos ayudar en cualquier estado, dependiendo de la situación o el proceso. Hay unos procesos que están más fáciles que sí podemos y otros que están un poquito más complicados, que es mejor que vayan. Dependiendo de la situación, pero sí podemos ayudar a cualquier persona.
Bueno, muchas gracias, Cristal y Silvia y Vicky, por estar con nosotros hoy. Esta información es muy importante para nuestra comunidad.
Gracias, María.
Y si ustedes que están viendo este video, si quieren más información, por favor, llaman a ellas y les pueden ayudar en cualquier caso. Si no están seguros que pueden ayudarle, hay que llamar para saber, porque si es un caso complicado, tal vez ellas pueden ayudar o conocen a otra persona que te puede ayudar. Gracias por estar con nosotros hoy. Ojalá que todo sale bien y que pronto no vamos a estar viviendo con COVID y pueden hacer los servicios sin la computadora.
Sí.
Gracias.
Bueno, muchas gracias a todos.
Gracias.